5.2 part 3 goes over solving systems using elimination with multiplication. You've gone over solving system using elimination with addition, subtraction, and now we're going to be multiplying to do the same. You're going to use part of what you did in part 1 and part 2 with this, but first you have to multiply either one or both of the equations by something in order to cancel out one of those variables. Once you're able to do that, you can continue with what we did in part 1 and part 2. With example 1, it's done for you. You have 2x plus y is equal to 7, and x minus 2y is equal to 6. When I did this, I chose to get rid of your y values. So we multiply the top by 2, which means you're going to have 4x plus 2y is equal to 14, and x minus 2y is equal to 6. Then your y's would cancel out. You'd have 5x is equal to 20. Divide each side by 5, and you get that x is 4. I chose to plug this into the top equation to solve for y since there was no coefficient in front of y. That would give us 2 times 4 plus y is equal to 7. That's 8 plus y is equal to 7. Move the 8 over by subtracting it from both sides. You get y is equal to -1. So your answer is the ordered pair 4, -1. On example 2, you have 2x minus 3y is equal to -13, and 5x minus 12y is equal to -46. For me to tell which of these two that I want to eliminate, I can look at my least common multiple. Between 2 and 5, my least common multiple is 10. I'd have to multiply both of the equations by something, though. Between the 3 and the 12, my least common multiple is 12, and I'd only have to multiply one of the equations by something. So I'd rather multiply just one equation than having to multiply both. So we're going to multiply the top equation by 4 in order to make that -3y a 12y. However, we want opposite signs, so we're also going to multiply it by a negative. So everything gets multiplied by -4 on the top. That's going to give us -8x plus 12y is equal to a positive 52, and 5x minus 12y is equal to -46. From here, we add just like we did in part 1 because we have opposites for our y values. Those y's are going to cancel. Since they're opposites, the -8x plus 5x gives us -3x, and 52 minus 46 is 6. From here, divide each side by the -3, and you get that x is -2. From here, take this, plug it into one of the original equations. I would choose the tops because I'm working with smaller numbers. It's totally up to you which one you use, though. If we use the top, that's going to give us 2 times -2 minus 3y is equal to -13. The 2 times -2 is -4. Minus 3y is equal to -13. We move the 4 over by adding it to both sides. We get -3y is equal to -9. Divide each side by the -3, and we have that y is 3. So if x is -2 and y is 3, that's the ordered pair -2, 3. For example A, we have -2x plus 3y is equal to 6, and 3x minus 5y is equal to -11. My least common multiple between the 2 and the 3 is 6. Least common multiple between the 3 and the 5 is 15. I'd rather work with a 6 than a 15 since 6 is less than the 15. So we're going to multiply the top equation by 3, bottom equation by 2. My x terms are already opposite signs, so I don't have to multiply by a negative anywhere. This is going to give us -6x plus 9y is equal to 18, and positive 6x minus 10y is equal to -22. From here, we combine like terms by adding. Our 6x's cancel. We're left with -y is equal to -4. Divide each side by -1. This is going to give us y is equal to 4. Choose one of the originals to plug this into to solve for x. If it was me, I'd choose the top, so that way we're working with smaller numbers. That would give us -2x plus 3 times 4 is equal to 6. This then simplifies to -2x plus 12 is equal to 6. Subtract the 12 from both sides. This gives us negative 2x is equal to negative 6. From here, we divide by negative 2, and we get that x is 3. If x is 3 and y is 4, that's the ordered pair, 3, 4. For example C, you're given 2x minus 3y is equal to 9, and 6y is equal to 4x minus 18. With this one, we have to start by moving everything, like your x and your y, on its own side with that bottom equation. So put it in standard form. Subtract your 4x over. So that's going to leave you with the two equations. 2x minus 3y is equal to 9, and negative 4x plus 6y is equal to negative 18. What can we multiply the top equation by in order to cancel out our x's? 2. So this is going to leave us with 4x minus 6y is equal to 18, and negative 4x plus 6y is equal to negative 18. We can combine like terms now. Our x's are going to cancel out, our y's are going to cancel out, so that leaves us 0 on the left side. 18 minus 18 is also 0, so they cancel out. Since we have a true statement here with 0 is equal to 0, our answer is automatically infinitely many solutions. For example D, you have 4x minus y is equal to negative 11, and negative 2x plus 5y is equal to 9. Both your x and your y are on the same side with both of these, so look at your least common multiple between the x's and the y's. Your x's least common multiple is 8. They're also opposites of one another. That's one good thing. Look at your y's. Least common multiple is 5. Which would you rather work with? Or sorry, between the 4 and the 2, it's 4, not 8. 4 is your least common multiple. Between the 5 and the 1, it would be 5. 4 is less than 5, so I'd rather work with the 4. Or so multiply the bottom by 2 to get rid of your x's. This is going to leave you with 4x minus y is equal to negative 11, and negative 4x plus 10y is equal to 18. If we combine like terms, your x's cancel to give you y, 9y, is equal to 7. Divide each side by the 9, and you have that y is 7/9. If we plug this into the top equation, we're going to have 4x minus 7/9 is equal to negative 11. I don't like working with fractions, so I'm going to get rid of my fraction by multiplying the entire equation by 9. You multiply that by 4x, by the 7/9, and by the negative 11. This gives you 36x minus 7 is equal to negative 99. Move your 7 over by adding it to both sides. That's 36x is equal to negative 92. Divide each side by the 36. You have x is equal to negative 92 over 36. They're both divisible by 4, so that's going to give you 23 over 9. You have your x, you have your y, so give your ordered pair as negative 23 over 9, comma, 7 over 9. For example E, we have 7x minus 4y is equal to 31, and negative 6x plus 3y is equal to negative 7. Your least common multiple between the 4 and the 3 are going to be your smaller. So we're going to multiply the top by 3, bottom by 4. This is going to give us 21x minus 12y is equal to 93. And negative 24x plus 12y is equal to negative 28. Add both of these equations to combine like terms. Your y's are going to cancel. You'll be left with negative 3x is equal to, that 3 turns into 13, making the 9 and 8, so that's 65. Divide each side by the negative 3, and you get that x is equal to negative 65 over 3. if it was me, since x is divisible, or x has a denominator of 3, I want to try to cancel that out. My x in my bottom equation from the original 2 has a coefficient of -6. 6 is divisible by 3, so I'm going to use the bottom equation so that way my fraction cancels out. That's going to give us -6 times -65 over 3 plus 3y is equal to -7. A negative times a negative is a positive. 3 goes into 6 2 times, so we're really doing 2 times 65, which is 103. No. The 6 times 2 is 10. Carry the 1, that's 130. Okay. Plus 3y is equal to -7. All right, so from here, we're moving the -30 over by subtracting it from both sides. And we get 3y is equal to -137. Divide each side by the 3. Y is equal to -137 over 3. So you have your x and your y, make your ordered pair. That gives you -65 over 3, comma, -137 over 3. For your last example, F, you have -2x plus 9 is equal to -1, and -6x plus 4 is equal to 11. These should be a 9y and a 4y, so just make those changes before we start working with this. So your least common multiple is smallest with your 2 and your 6, because you'll only have to multiply the top equation by 3. However, both of your signs are the same, so make that a -3 that you're multiplying by. That's going to give you a positive 6x minus 27y is equal to 3, and -6x plus 4y is equal to 11. Add both of your equations to combine like terms. Your x's cancel. You're left with -23y is equal to 14. Divide each side by the -23, and you have that y is equal to -14 over 23. From here, use either the top or the bottom equation. It's up to you. Plug it in and solve for x. I would use the top equation, so I'm working with smaller numbers. So I have -2x plus 9 times -14 over 23 is equal to -1. Multiply your 9 by your -14. Keep it over 23. That's going to give you -2x minus the 9 times 4 is 36. And it's going to go over 23. 9 times 1 is 9 plus 3 is 12, so that's -126 over 23. From here, I don't want to work with my fraction, so I'm going to multiply everything by 23. And that's going to give us -46x minus 126 is equal to -23. Move the -126 over by adding it to both sides. This gives you -46x is equal to a positive 103. From here, we divide each side by -46, and we get that x is -103 over 46. We have our x, we have our y. Our ordered pair, that's our solution, is -103 over 46, comma, -14 over 23.